Welcome to the Emotional Balance Sheet, the go-to podcast for parents with multiple kids, especially those with twins, triplets, or more, who are navigating the maze of modern family life and personal finance. Whether you're overwhelmed by education or retirement planning, parenting dilemmas, career transitions, or trying to define your purpose and plan, we're here to guide you with empathy, encouragement, and expertise. Hosted by Paul Fenner, founder of Tama Capital, a certified financial planner and parent to 4 kids, including a set of triplets. Our podcast is your ally in the quest for financial peace of mind, proving that money matters, but family comes first. Subscribe now and join our community of empowered parents at tamacapital.com. This podcast is for informational purposes only and should not be relied upon for investment decisions. Clients of Tama may retain positions in the securities discussed in this podcast.
What does comprehensive financial planning even mean? At Tama Capital, it means a family office where lifestyle planning such as retirement, college, portfolio management, and tax prep and planning are all under one umbrella. But it goes beyond numbers. We focus as much on the emotional side of financial planning as we do on the financial side. We get you. We understand your challenges of building a family, business or career, and a healthy life. We are devoted to wealth planning for families like yours because we are you. Learn how our family can help your family by visiting tamacapital.com. Hi, and welcome back. I was recently having a conversation with a younger family, I guess my age. I consider myself still young, in my late 40s. But something changed with them about retirement. And previously they had thought that they would work well into their mid-60s, maybe even late 60s, because of the type of profession the gentleman was in. His income would go up significantly. And what was interesting is how his tone kind of changed. And when I brought up the fact about thinking about the next phases of life, it came up that he made this statement where it's like, I don't know, Paul, if I want to work that long anymore. I said, great. What would you like to do? And we talked about it for a little bit, but we hadn't necessarily figured it out. And it's not like you ever really figure this out. It's one conversation at a time. And what I want people to get out of this particular conversation or episode is that there's more than one way to retire. I know families that have worked with, and typically I work with families that are between the ages of 35 and 55. But I do have a fair share of clients who have already retired. I think that's like the magic that Tama has, is that I can take these conversations from these people that have already been there, done that, retired, if you will, and bring those insights and thoughts into people my age that are thinking about it, but don't necessarily know what to do about it. And for those of you watching on YouTube, sorry for the audio listeners, I'm going to share my screen and bring up a graphic that kind of gives an idea of these 3 potential approaches to retirement. One that I'm especially fond of is what I call the hybrid retirement plan. So what is that? I know plenty of people that cannot stand their current career, company they work for, or job that they're in. And there's a difference between all 3, and I've talked about them on previous episodes, and I'll link maybe to 1 or 2 of them in the show notes. But the thing about how I define a hybrid retirement plan is that you work until, say, age 60. And at that point, you've already built up all these skills. And why can't you take those skills and transition into another career that's maybe more rewarding, both emotionally, potentially even financially, but really more fulfilling, that it doesn't necessarily feel like work? And obviously the big benefit here from a financial standpoint is that you're not burning down your capital by retiring. fully. You're still bringing in income that helps either offset or maintain your current standard of living expenses, but it gives optionality. And I've talked about this numerous times over the years on the show, is that one of the main purposes or points of having money is flexibility, independence, to be able to call your own shots and do what you want to do. I think where people have this misconception of retirement is that it's going to be this be all end all. And I know people that are retired that are more busy now than they were when they were in their careers, which I always find fascinating and leads to lots of interesting conversations. But to think about that, you're going to give up 40 years, 30 years, 25 years of your prime age living years, then to just call it all off and sail off into the sunset, something about that has never really sat right with me. And it's one of the reasons why after a 20, 25 year corporate career, I finally made a decision that I was going to start doing what I wanted to do. And if it resulted in me having to work a little longer, then so be it. I think what people want is the everything category. I want to retire early. I want to maintain my current lifestyle. I want to travel. I want to do this. I want to do that. And for the large majority of the American population, that equation does not work. It's broken. It's broken. So what I wanted to kind of plant the seed in your mind with today in this conversation is to know that there's more than one option. I guess I can stop sharing my screen now for those watching on YouTube. That to think about really what you want to do, coming back to that whole sense of purpose, like what is my why? Where do I want to go? And not just with your career, but with your families, with your own personal life. And knowing that there are options out there, but first you have to start talking about it, whether it's with somebody like me, a financial advisor, spouse, partner, friend. It doesn't matter. Just start having the conversation. And that's one of the things I love about having these conversations with people of all ages, of all career levels, and where they're at. And what makes sense for one person won't make sense for the other. And that's the great thing about what I do, is that we create something very customized for what fits for you. What do you want to do? And that could be a hard question to ask, and one that you're not going to figure out overnight, and one that's going to take some time and some serious thought to think about. But the last thing you want to do is you don't want to be having those thoughts and those conversations with yourself, if you will, when you're about ready to retire. You want to start having those 10, 15 years before you're thinking about getting to that place. So with that said, just know that there's more than one retirement plan strategy out there for you. Now that you've made it to the end of another great conversation, are you looking for more? If so, head over to tamacapital.com, where you will find all of our conversations. Use the search feature to find the topic or guest you would love to learn more about. Also, don't forget to make someone else's day by sharing our show. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.